Welcome back to another episode of Simply Carifying, and I'm so excited to tell you that we made it to episode 50! Yay, way to go us! We made it! This is the end of our 10th fucking week! 5 days in a row. Monday through Friday. Releasing at 3. Listening, watching, all that fun stuff. For all of you that have come back again and again, I appreciate you so much. I did not know that we were going to make it here. Seriously, did not know. And so thankful that we did, because there's just so much more to talk about. So with that, it is also the second Friday the 13th that we've had this year. The last one was last month, and we covered a lot of shit, right? With Friday the 13th, I had my Jason get up on, so we're not going to repeat that. But we are going to get into whether or not Friday the 13th, the number 13th, is it lucky or unlucky? So that's the episode, 13, lucky or unlucky? What do you think? First off, tell me in the comments before we even start. Do you think it's lucky? Do you think it's bad luck, the number 13? Let's go. The number 13 is widely considered unlucky in Western culture, a superstition known as, oh my god, this is a mouthful, triskaidekaphobia. That wasn't so bad. The spelling is true. Oof, terrible. However, it is also regarded as lucky in several other cultures and contexts. That's kind of a confusing situation. Like, I don't even know what to do with that. Do I think it's lucky or unlucky? I mean, I really don't know. I don't know that it's not what I consider one of my lucky numbers. I am a 17 person. But I mean, I like Friday the 13th, and I like that other people think that it's unlucky. So is that lucky for me? I don't know. We'll just go into it. So why is it considered unlucky? There's got to be a reason, right? And why is it the only one? Is it the only one that people consider unlucky? Because it's kind of weird. But I do know that, you know, like we talked about, some hotels not having a 13th floor. Ooh, let's get in. Alright, why 13 is considered unlucky. The stigma surrounding the number 13 is primarily a Western construct rooted in religious and mythological narratives. Always goes back to that, doesn't it? Here we go. Religious origins. At the Last Supper, Judas was said to be the 13th guest to arrive, eventually betraying Jesus. God damn you, Judas! You messed it up for everybody. Okay, Norse mythology. Let's see if it changes up a little bit. A similar tale exists where the trickster god Loki was the 13th guest at a banquet in Valhalla, leading to the death of the god Baldur. Baldur? Starts with a B. Anyway. Okay, so, alright, a little bit of a similar situation. But come on, like, so you're the last guest and you just happen to be the... So, if he would have got there as number 7, is the 7th guest, and just waited until the other guest arrived and then killed, would that make 7 the unlucky number? Because there was... I don't know. You know, just because you show up last and you just happen to be the 13th guest, that's a little... It doesn't really carry the whole unlucky for me just yet. I mean, obviously unlucky for those two people, but yeah. Alright, mathematical imperfection. Oh boy. Here we go. Unlike the number 12, which is often seen as perfect or complete, 12 months, 12 zodiac signs, 12 gods of Olympus, we get it. 13 is often viewed as disruptive to that order, because God forbid we have another one. So let's see. There are 13, like, I get it, okay. So a dozen, but a baker's dozen is 13. Make that make sense. I don't know. I mean, it exists, right? And that's not unlucky for anybody. That's an extra donut. Yum. Historical events. The mass arrest of the Knights Templar on Friday, October 13th, 1307, is frequently cited as a reason for the fear of Friday the 13th. Okay, so there was a Friday the 13th before Friday the 13th was a thing. Great. Actually, did we say that last time? Okay, well, alright, so a lot of people got arrested. Okay, so yeah, okay, so sure. But he could have been arrested on Monday, the, 23rd. Ooh. A lot of shit happens on that day. I mean, whatever. Okay, moving on. Modern avoidance. Uh-oh. This superstition is so ingrained that many hotels skip room 13, and roughly 80% of the U.S. high-rise buildings, not even just hotels, buildings, do not have a 13th floor. Oh my God. I should have asked if the hotel had a 13th room. Room number 13. Wow. Why? What? That's its own thing. Let me see. I gotta know. So let's see. Okay. We're just gonna see here. Why do some buildings not have a 13th floor? We'll see what it comes up with on a completely separate situation. Let's see. It says the absence of a 13th floor in many buildings is primarily due to triskaidekaphobia, or the fear of the number 13, while every building with more than 12 stories physically has a 13th level. Developers and hotel owners often choose to rename or skip it to avoid scaring away superstitious tenants and guests. Okay, wait. So, the 13th floor is actually, or no, sorry. It goes from 12 to 14 because there is no 13. So the 14th floor is actually the logistical 13th floor, meaning that 14 is 15, 15 is 16. No. Yes? No. Backwards. If 14 is 13, then 15 is 14. Okay, yeah, so anyway, I don't know. All right, so a bunch of superstitious motherfuckers, basically. So, yeah. Let's flip the script, though. It can't all be bad. So why is 13 considered lucky in other places? I mean, obviously, our spot's just, it's done. Jason ruined it, and the Knights, I mean, there's just, yeah. I didn't know it was just beyond hotels. I didn't really think about other high-rise buildings. Now, every time I go into a building that has more than 13 floors, I am damn sure going to be looking at those buttons and seeing, you know what I mean? Because it's a little weird. It's a little weird. So why is it considered lucky? In many parts of the world and specific subcultures, the number 13 is seen as a positive omen. Why can't we get on that bandwagon? Let's see. Italy. Historically, 13 has been a lucky number in Italy, associated with the football pools. Means hitting the jackpot, I guess. And prosperity. Okay. China. In Cantonese, the number 13 is considered lucky because it sounds similar to words meaning sure to live or definitely vibrant. It's a little bit of a weird thing you didn't know, but hey, sure. Okay, Colgate University. University considers 13 its lucky number because it was founded by 13 men with $13 and 13 prayers. I think they're making shit up now. I don't know. Never heard of it, but that's an interesting thing. I don't know. That's just weird. 13 men with $13 and 13 prayers. So did every man have $1 or did one man have the 13? Like, I don't even know. I don't even know where Colgate University is. But the more you know, though, hey. Ancient Egypt. Some historical interpretations suggest ancient Egyptians viewed the number as lucky, representing the 13th stage of life, spiritual ascension. Ah, that's a lot of cycles, a lot of stages. But, I mean, if you're ascending, then that's better than being stuck. So, yeah, 13 is... Yeah, okay. Modern pop culture. Some celebrities, most notably Taylor Swift, publicly claim 13 as their lucky number, often incorporating it into their work. Okay. I didn't even know that, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry to admit this. My name is Kara, and I am not a die-hard Swiftie. Please don't let that affect our relationship. I'm sorry. Okay, so I don't know. Let's see. Unlucky things that happened. That have happened on Friday, or no. that have happened dealing with the number 13. We'll just kind of scramble a little bit and see. Wasn't that a movie Jim Carrey did the number 13? Or was that the number 3? 13? I don't know. Let's see. Oh. Hammurabi's Code. Some historians note that the 13th law was omitted from the ancient code of Hammurabi. Though this is often debated as a clerical error rather than a superstition. I don't even know who Hammurabi is. Should I? I guess I'll have to look it up. I don't know. Let's see. Now, there were different events that just happened to happen on a 13th. Are they all Friday the 13th? Let's see. You got the Knights Templar, Buckingham Palace bombing in 1940. That was Friday, September 13th. Okay. All right. Let's see. The Bola cyclone, one of the deadliest natural disasters recorded in history. Massive cyclone ravaged Bangladesh and ended on November 13th, 1970, killing an estimated 300 to 500,000 people. Okay, but was that on a Friday the 13th? Come on. Let's just hope. I mean, let's see. November, what did I say? 13th, obviously. Jesus. 1970. What was it? Day of the week. What was it? Day of the week. Son of a bitch. It was a Friday. Okay, so that's 3. Not great things happen on Friday. Okay, the Andes flight disaster, 1972. Friday, October 13th. Air Force Flight 571 crashed into the Andes Mountains. The survivors were famously stranded for 72 days and forced to resort to cannibalism to survive. Okay, so that is very unlucky. I'll give you that. I will give that to you, yes. Tupac's death, 1996. The legendary rapper died from his injuries on Friday, September 13th, 1996, 6 days after being shot in Las Vegas. Okay. All right, I'm starting to understand the unlucky Friday the 13th, but the number 13th, come on. Like, the Costa Concordia cruise ship ran aground and partially sank off the coast of Italy on Friday, January 13th, 2012, resulting in 32 deaths. Hold on. Ran aground and partially sank. What? Ran on ground and then I don't know how that works, but hey, okay, another bad one. I get it. I understand the Apollo 13 incident. Oh god, I didn't even think of that. Perhaps the most famous modern example of the 13th's bad luck is NASA's Apollo 13 mission. Launch time launched at 13:13 military time. An oxygen tank exploded on April 13th, 1970, forcing the crew to abort their moon landing and survive a harrowing journey back to Earth in a lifeboat module. Okay, well, I get it. Friday the 13th are not historically lucky. All right, let's see. This says modern curiosities. The lightning strike. A 13-year-old boy in England was struck by lightning on Friday, August 13th, 2010 at exactly 13:13, which is 1:13. Incredibly, he survived with only minor burns. Is that a modern curiosity or is that just a little bit of stretching? Like, I've never heard of that either. It's very weird coincidences, I'll give you that. Computer virus in 1989. A widespread computer virus aptly named the Friday the 13th virus infected hundreds of IBM computers across the UK on January 13th, 1989, deleting files and causing mass panics. Okay. All right. Well, we'll leave it at that. I gave a lot of information there. I'm guessing here, I mean, not even just here because it's kind of all over the place. So Friday the 13th, I understand why. I even traveled on that day last month. We were fine though. We were fine. But makes you think. Well, this is the second one of this year, and we still have one more to go, which I don't think comes around until like November. Let me check on that. One sec. Yeah, November is another Friday the 13th. So I'm not going to give you all of the 13th situations. That one will be even different than today. So we've survived 2 of the 3 this year. So let's be thankful for that. I hope you all have a great, fabulous fucking weekend. Thank you so much for joining me for episode 50. So exciting to say. I can't believe it. You know 50 is halfway to 100. Now you know. You're welcome. And just think, once we get to 100, should we do like balloons or like a cake or something? I guess we'll see. All right, with that, we're just going to wrap it up. Have a great weekend. Thank you so much for listening, and we will see you next time. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, all that fun shit. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't been to the library, there are hundreds of videos, long, short, whatever you like. Social media, like, share, all that fun junk helps me out a ton. And repeat visitors, so welcome. So welcome. So, thank you so much, and we will see you next time. For real this time. We're done.